Hey guys, as promised, I'm gonna read to you what I couldn't finish yesterday. Enjoy. Chapter 47. This is not good, I muttered to myself as I watched Joey face off against Mai. I could see no way this ended well. What are you waiting for, Weller? Mai said impatiently. I'm waiting for you to come to your senses, said Joey. She's lost it, said Tristan. How can she side with the enemy? It's all because of that Orichalcos thing, said Sam. Yes, it's evil, I agreed. Now one of them will lose their soul, said Yami. No, Tia called out to Mai. You can't do this. Don't you see you're letting that magic car control you, Mai? You're putting your own life in danger. They can't go through with this, said Yugi. We've got to do something. But the puzzle is powerless against that seal, said Yami. Hey, Vero, Velen said from the balcony. Quit mumbling to yourself down there, will you? In case you didn't realize this last time, nothing can break the seal of Orichalcos. Once it appears, it doesn't disappear until the soul's been captured. And don't think you're off the hook, Pharaoh, said another biker. As soon as the girl takes your friend's soul, I'm taking yours. Get back in your cage, gorilla boy, said Mai. When I'm done with Weller, Yugi belongs to me. I flinched when I felt the guy's anger. Mai looked back at Joey. When are you gonna make your move, hotshot? This year will be nice. What did I say? Said Joey. I'm not gonna duel against you, Mai. Afraid you're not good enough? Afraid you're gonna lose like you did in Battle City? I should have known you'd back down. Actually, I'm afraid I'm gonna win. 'Cause if I do, you're gonna pay for it by giving up your soul. I winced in sympathy as I felt Joey's frustration and pain. I have no soul. You hear that? I told you. The Mai you knew is gone. I traded in her soul for power. The old Mai was too lonely and pathetic. The girl was just holding me back. So I did what I had to. I sent her packing. Now my weak side's gone for good. Well, I happen to have liked the old Mai, and I'm gonna get her back. I'd like to see you try. He's gonna go through with this, Thea said in fear. Be careful, Joey. Let's do this, said Joey. He drew a card. He should just give up, said the spirit of the Millennium Ring. Mai has made up her mind, and it was a smart decision too. I glanced at the spirit. I could now see beside me, a small frown on my face. I suppose you made the same choice once. Yes, though it was not as dramatic as hers. It was more of a gradual process. Does that mean you have an old self too? If being a naive child counts, then yes. And you had no one to fight for you? Darbakura looked away from me, and I could feel him trying to push down some emotion. It wasn't that simple. What do you mean? He said nothing in response, and I saw his presence fade. He was definitely hiding something. Right now, though, I needed to focus on the duel. Joey didn't seem to be doing so well. Joey, no! Thea cried. I can't watch, said Tristan. Not if Joey's gonna lose this duel on purpose so he can save Mai. Is that true? Said Yugi. Will Joey really throw the duel? But if he does that, he'll lose his own soul. Yes, I know, said Yami, but this wouldn't be the first time that Joey risked his life to save Mai. I don't think he just wants to save her physically, I said. He wants to change her mind. But he can't do that if she loses her soul, said Yugi. Last time we stepped in and saved them both, said Yami. Yeah, but last time we stepped in and saved them both, said Yami. Yeah, but this time the force we're up against, it's too strong. We can't stop it. Don't give up yet, Yugi. We may have something that's capable of defeating this evil power. I'm just not sure how we can use it to save Joey. What is it? The Eye of Timaeus. That dragon card you got? I said. Yes. Samia, can't you influence Mai with your emotions? Yugi asked. I shook my head. I tried earlier, but it won't work. She's got her emotions locked up tight. You must be in a lot of pain. Well, hopefully Joey can get through to her. Yeah. Look, Mai, Joey said after a while. I don't know what kind of spell these guys put on you, but you gotta wake up. Otherwise, we're both gonna be in pretty big trouble. What spell? Said Mai. No one's controlling me. He motioned to the guys on the balcony. She motioned to the guys on the balcony. Those two ladies up there couldn't control my left pinky. I was sick of my life, so I chose to change it. No way! How could you? I felt Mai sadden for a moment. You guys wouldn't understand. You've never been an outsider like me, all alone. Duel Masters is all I have. And after the Battle City tournament, I set out to become the best. I dueled against champ after champ to improve my dueling skills. I needed to make a name for myself. Even though I won match after match, I didn't feel any stronger as a duelist. In fact, I felt worse, and I suddenly wasn't making a name for myself. She explained how she overheard some other duelists saying she was a nobody. Not too long after that, the nightmare started. Every night it was the same dream. I was weak, and no one was there to help me. I was at the end of my rope, scared, lonely, pathetic, and my so-called friends were nowhere to be found. She then described how Valen found her and offered her power. That was the smartest decision of my life. I stopped whining like a loser, and started taking control. Now nothing can stop me. Joey looked at her with sympathy. I never knew you felt that way. Why didn't you tell us you were so unhappy? We could have helped you, Mai. Yeah, I said. We didn't abandon you. We had no idea you were suffering. Save it, Mai snapped. I don't need your kind of help. All I need now is power. And I'm about to unleash all of it on you, Weller. I play Harpy Lady Phoenix formation. Since I have harpies on the field, it lets me destroy up to 6 of your monsters. Hold on, said Tristan. Joey's only got left. That means why might Harpy needs to attack? He'll be defenseless. That's not all, said Yami. Mai's magic card will also subtract the sum of Joey's monster's attack points from his life points. Now, Harpy ladies, said Mai, unite and destroy every one of his monsters. Say goodbye to your monsters, Weller. I winced as I felt Joey's monster destroyed. Someone's one attack away from losing their soul, and I don't think it's me, sweetheart. Any last requests? Mai's got 4,000 points, said Tristan. She hasn't even lost one, and Joey's down to his last 200, not to mention the fact that he's out of monsters. If he doesn't think of something right now, he's gonna lose the duel. Yugi, is there anything he can do? Tia said with worry. He must find a way to break the seal of Orichalcos, said Yami. The magic within that card has infused Mai with the powerful source, with a powerful force, and unless Joey stops it, the seal will consume him. No, he can't. If he does that, then won't Mai lose her soul? There's gonna be a way for Joey to win this duel and save Mai, said Yugi. I looked at Joey in worry as I felt him struggling. I think he wants to give up, I said. I quit, Joey announced. Joey, no, Yami exclaimed. Don't do it. Joey looked at him in confusion. Huh? Forfeiting is not the answer. If you give up the duel, you're giving up on yourself and your friends. If you want to save Mai, then keep fighting. You sure? Yes, because right now, Mai is driven by anger, jealousy, and hot hatred. So you need to remind her what dueling is truly about. Trust, conviction, and heart. He's right, I said. Mai felt no satisfaction in winning because that's not what matters. Show her the truth. Joey nodded, resolved overcoming his emotions. I will. I turned back to Mai with a determined expression. He turned back to Mai with a determined expression. This duel is still on, Mai, and from now on I'm giving it everything I got. It's my move. Time to show you what true dueling is all about. Joey's got barely any life points left, I said in distress, and Mai's got 4,000. The good news is, it's his move now, so he's got one more chance to turn things around, said Tristan. It's not like it really matters anyways, because no matter what happens, someone's gonna end up losing their soul. There is a way for Joey to end this duel without someone getting hurt, isn't there? Yugi asked. Yes, but it won't be easy, said Yami. The seal of Orichalcos is powerful, however. It's powerful. However, it does have limitations. It can only capture a soul when the duelist loses, and therein lies the secret to escaping its wrath. And therein lies the secret to escaping its wrath. Huh? I don't get it. Let's hope Joey does. Right. You mean both of them should win? I said. Exactly, said Yami. I watched curiously as the duel continued. Joey was suddenly playing better, which was good. Mai kept trying to wipe out his life points, but he always found a way to stall. I wondered what he was waiting for. Did he actually have a plan? What's the deal? I said impatiently. It's your strategy to drag this out forever, so I forfeit from boredom? Why don't you just worry about your own strategy and let me worry about mine? Joey snapped before looking down at his cards. Suddenly I felt a rush of magic and I saw his deck glow. Huh? What's up with my deck? Yami looked down at his own glowing deck and pulled out a card. The Eye of Timaeus, said Yugi. It's glowing. What do you think it means? I asked. Suddenly I felt the world spinning. When everything became clear again, Yami, Joey, and I were standing in front of a statue of a dragon. Hey, said Joey. Hey, where are we? And, wasn't I just in the middle of a duel? There's some magic at work, I said. I've been to this place before, said Yami. It's the dominion of the beast. Wow, said Joey looking at the statue. That's one big eye sculpture. It's a dragon, frozen in time. Joey looked at him in surprise. Huh? Say what? Like yours? I asked. Yes, said Yami. He looked back at Joey. And I have a feeling it's chosen you, Joey. If my theory is correct, then you must remove that sword. Then what? Then the ancient dragon will awaken. Here goes nothing. Joey reached out and touched the sword. Whoa, that's weird. Could have sworn that I heard someone talking to me through that sword. I felt magic as he held onto the sword. He pulled out the sword and the dragon came to life. Wow, it worked, I said. Now I got one more question, Yug. Is this thing friendly? Before Yami could respond, we were back in the duel. Joey looked at Yami in confusion. Was that a dream? Now Joey's got one of those dragons in his deck too, said Yugi. That could be just what he needs to end this. Hopefully, I said. Make your move, said Mai. I have a duel to win. Joey ignored her and drew a card, and I felt his astonishment. Did he draw something good or not? Said Tristan, because this is his last shot. He's happy, I said. Awesome, said Yugi. Joey must have just drawn the dragon he released. That's right, said Yami. Its power is now his. You're about to meet my new friend, said Joey, holding up a card. Hermos. How about a warm welcome for Hermos? That's not one of his cards, said Valen. Well, it looks like it is now, said Thea. That's right, said Yami. Just as I was given the Eye of Timaeus, Joey was chosen to wield the Claw of Hermos. That's odd. How did the heck Weller get his hands on that card? Just because he has the card doesn't mean he knows how to use it, said the other biker. That'll be the true test of his power. Check this out, Mai, said Joey. I found the secret to ending this duel and saving us both, and it all starts with this. The dragon can help? I said. How? Let's wait and see, said Yami. Joey played Monster Reborn and brought back one of his monsters. Next, he played Time Wizard. Then he summoned Hermos and combined him with Time Wizard, forming a giant hammer with a winged claw face. He ordered his monster to pick up the hammer and attack. The monster pounded the hammer to the floor, and glowing numbers appeared on each of Mai's monsters. Are you still trying to lose on purpose? Said Mai. You're no fun at all. I'm here to prove I'm the better duelist and you're quitting? You're wrong, said Joey. Listen, I've had enough out of you. Let's move on. All I want to do right now is get you out of my sight. It all ends here. Look out. Huh? What's going on? Suddenly a hole opened up, and Mai's monsters were swallowed by it. My harpies! Oh no, what'd you do to them? Joey looked at her in bewilderment. I'm as confused as you are. All her monsters disappeared at once, said Yami. I see that, but how? Said Yugi. Must have been something Joey did. I guess Joey's hammer was able to destroy all of Mai's monsters somehow, right? I'm not so sure. Take a close look at the field. The hole Joey created is still there, which could mean that Mai's monsters aren't gone for good. They may return. The duel continued. On Mai's turn, one of her monsters did return to the field. Joey's hammer must have sent her monsters into the future. Mai ordered her monsters to attack Joey's monster, but Joey activated his trap card, Skull Dice, causing Mai's monster to lose attack points. Oh no! Mai cried once her monster was destroyed. We're almost even. I have to win. I felt intense fear coming from her. Mai, you okay? Joey said in concern. Can't lose. Won't go back there. Have to win. I don't think she's all right, I said. She's mentally unstable. All of a sudden, Valen leaped down from the balcony and pressed his ring against the orichalcos shield. "With this fragment of the orichalcos stone," he said, "I unlock the seal." The shield exploded, throwing everyone back. I winced in pain. Smoke filled the room, and when it cleared, I saw Joey on the ground and Valen holding an unconscious Mai. "Joey, are you all right?" said Yami. "Joey!" "Oh man," said the other biker. "Why did he do that? What were you thinking, Valen? You betrayed Master Darts and risked your own soul. And you mean to tell me..." Valen glared at him. "She's not just some girl." "Would you listen to yourself?" the man growled. "I'll make up for this by taking your soul, Pharaoh. The power around my neck puts your puzzle to shame." He raised the amulet around his neck, and a light shot out from it that made me double over in pain. When the light faded away, the security gates were up, and Maya and the bikers were gone. "Hey, look," said Tristan. "We're not locked in anymore." "But where did those creeps go?" said Thea. "Joey!" Tristan ran towards Joey, and the rest of us followed. "You okay, man?" Joey didn't stir. "Joey, don't give up on us now!" "Joey!" Joey gasped as he sat up. He looked around frantically. "Where's Mai? Did those punks take her?" "Guess so." "Yeah," said Thea. "She's gone." "Oh no, I was so close." Joey groaned. "I'll get you back, Mai. How could I let them take Mai away?" Thea gave him a sympathetic look. "It's not your fault." Joey lowered his head in shame, and I felt an intense rush of emotions from him. "She's gone. I failed." "Face it, dude," said Tristan. "She turned her back on all of us and joined the bad guys. Whatever happens to her now, it's her own fault." "Take it easy, Tristan," said Thea. "Joey's got enough on his mind now. He's gonna face facts. Come on, you saw. Mai wasn't just playing a friendly game of dual monsters out there, Thea. She was after Joey's soul." "Tristan, that's enough," said Yami. "I'm just being honest." I gazed at Joey with empathy that was stronger than normal. Not only could I feel his emotions, but I knew how he felt from personal experience. I walked closer to him and placed a hand on his arm to offer him some relief. "It's all right," I said softly. "Your feelings are valid." Joey looked at me in surprise. "They are?" "Of course. You care for Mai, and her turning to the dark side isn't going to change that. You want to help her because you are a good friend." I felt Joey relax under my touch. "Thank you, Samia. It sounds like you know what you're talking about." "I do. This is exactly how I felt when Merrick was on the wrong side. I couldn't stop caring about him, and I did everything I could to help him, regardless of what everyone else said." A look of guilt flashed across Joey's face. "Yeah, you were just trying to help Merrick like I'm trying to help Mai, weren't you? And I thought you were siding with the bad guys. I'm sorry. I didn't get it then, but I do now." I felt relief at his words. It was nice to be understood. I smiled warmly at him. "It's fine. I forgive you." Joey grinned. "Thanks. And we will get Mai back. I promise." He nodded. "Right." We were distracted when two more people entered the building, Kaiba and Mokuba. "Kaiba," said Yami. "Oh, great," said Kaiba. "What are all you guys doing here?" "Huh?" said Tia when Duke ran in. "Duke's here too?" Whoa, it's a party," said Tristan. "What brings you here?" Yami asked Kaiba. "Certainly not the Dweeb convention," said Kaiba. Just take a hike, said Tristan. Why don't you? Any sign of Pegasus? I'm afraid we were too late, said Yami. That's right, said Tristan. Believe it or not, my Valentine got to him before we did. She took his soul with some orichalcos thing. Orichalcos? Said Kaiba. Kaiba, said Yami. Have you experienced this card before? You bet, said Mokuba. Zero just wiped the floor with someone who played it. He pretended to be Pegasus and then made us fly all the way to Duel's kingdom to duel him. And then he ran away. So we came here to get some answers. Whoever captured Pegasus is trying to take over my company, said Kaiba, and that's unacceptable. Hold on, said Yami, pulling out a card. This card Pegasus sent us may be a clue. It seems to contain the image of a key. Huh? Wait, said Tristan. There was one door upstairs that wouldn't unlock, even when I cracked the security system. That's it, said Kaiba. Take us there right now. Doug led us through the castle until we reached the locked door. Now we just need to figure out how to open it with the Duel Master's card, he said. Anyone got any ideas? Yami pulled out the card and examined it. Then he ran it through the card reader, and the door opened into a large dark room. Exactly what I would have done. So, who wants to go in there first? Said Tristan. Maybe we can all draw straws or something, huh? Said Joey. Kaiba muttered before walking in. Let's close the door and run. Tia glared at him. Joey, no way! The lights turned on, and the rest of us entered the room. Looking around, I saw the place decorated with life-size duel monsters, all of them toons. This was just what I would expect from Pegasus. This is weird, said Tristan. Yeah, said Duke, and I'd say borderline creepy. I hate these toons, said Kaiba. Let's make this visit quick. Pegasus? Joey said in fright when an image of Pegasus appeared. Not quite, said Yami. It's a hologram. Yugi boy, said the hologram. At least I hope it's you that found this room. By the way, if you could tell, I did all the interior decorating myself. Pretty impressive, isn't it? This guy has gotta get over himself, said Tristan. Keep it down, said Thea. I can't hear. If you're hearing this, said Pegasus, that can only mean the gentlemen who are after my soul were finally able to capture me. So please listen closely. This is it, said Yami. It all began when a mysterious man tried to buy out my company. Hold on, said Kaiba. I got dragged into this whole mess because someone's trying to buy out my company also. That's right, said Mokuba. But there's more, said Pegasus. This individual possesses an ancient power stronger than any I've seen, and his name, it's Darts. Yami gasped. Who's Darts? Who cares, Yugi? Said Kaiba. You're in danger, Pegasus said frantically. Darts plans to use my game to destroy civilization. He must be stopped, and the key to taking him down is somewhere in this room. Ever since my retirement began, I've had a lot of time on my hands, so I began to further my studies of the ancient Egyptian origins of duel monsters, and I made an astonishing discovery. These creatures existed long before the pyramids were even built, in the city of Atlantis, and that's where this Darts character comes in. He's trying to resurrect the most terrifying beast ever to roam the earth, the Great Leviathan, by draining the souls of man and beast in order to build up the strength of this unstoppable monster. Yes, of course, the age of destruction is here. The earth shall be shrouded in darkness, and your very soul shall fuel the force that devastates mankind. If his plan works, Darts will have succeeded in unleashing a truly devastating power, the likes of which have not been seen for 10,000 years. You're our only hope, so I've created an exclusive card just for you, Yugi boy. No way! I've hidden this one-of-a-kind card somewhere in this room. Think strategically now. Where can one find an extra card? Pot of Greed, in the game of Duel Monsters that lets you draw extra cards. Tristan walked over to the pot and pulled out a card. Oh, real special card. This thing's completely blank, guys. Then it's worthless, said Kaiba. Not necessarily, said Yami, taking the card. Time is running out, said Pegasus. My cute little Duel Monsters. Soon they'll be gone along with the rest of the world. Only you can save the poor creatures that made my game famous. Then the hologram disappeared. Wow, talk about drama, said Tristan. Oh man, Joey said with dismay. This can't be happening. Why would Mai join a plot to destroy the world? I'm telling you, they brainwashed her or something. Why don't you all wake up? Said Kaiba. Joey glanced at him. Huh? This is a hoax, all designed by Pegasus. There's no one traveling around stealing people's souls with some magic playing card. It's the same nonsense Pegasus pulled in Duelist Kingdom. Think about it. He's trying to distract me long enough for him to take over Kaiba Corp. That's enough, Yami said in anger. You should wake up. It's not always about you. There's something going on here that's bigger than all of us, and you know it. He pulled out the eye of Timaeus. Kaiba looked at him in shock. That card? That card? Where did you get it? Same place I did, said Joey, pulling out the claw of Hermos. Kaiba, said Yami, you have one of these too, don't you? Huh? Said Kaiba. You're referring to this? He pulled out a dragon card as well, and I felt magic from it just as all three cards began to glow. Yeah, said Duke. Nothing magic going on here. I believe the only way to defeat this great Leviathan is to use these cards together, said Yami. So trust what's inside your heart and join us. No way, said Kaiba. My mind must be playing tricks on me. I doubt that, said Joey. My card seems to be doing the same thing, Kaiba. It feels as though these dragons are calling out to us, said Yami. I was told that fate had chosen modern-day warriors to release these legendary beasts. Chosen by fate, said Kaiba. Get real. I'm the one who decides my fate, Yugi, not some fairy tale about mythical dragons and giant man-eating monsters. Be reasonable for once. The world needs us. We must do this as a team. Sorry, I don't do the teamwork thing. Listen, you jigs have wasted enough of my time already. I have a multi-million-dollar company to run. Playtime's over. Kaiba started for the door. Kaiba! Zero, said Mogoba, chasing after him. Wait up! Why will Gates choose someone who doesn't believe? I wonder. We don't need him weighing us down anyway, said Joey. We good old Hermos over here, those hoodlums won't stand a chance. Someone's back to their old self again, said Tristan. About time, said Thea. It took me a while, said Joey, but I realized being bummed out about mice not gonna bring her back. So now that we know who's causing this whole mess, what are we supposed to do about it, guys? A determined look crossed Joey's face. We find this Darts guy and his goon squad, and we rescue Mai. Unfortunately, they split without leaving an address, said Tristan. So that's not gonna work. Joey's shoulders deflated. A good point. Plan B, anyone? Said Thea. We could chill out back at my crib, said Duke. Play a little Dungeon Dance Masters. Wait, said Yami. I know. Professor Hawkins. He lives around here. He may have some new information that could help us. Good call, said Thea. He did say he was going back home to continue his research on the lost city of Atlantis. Yes, and I have a feeling his discovery is somehow related to our new enemy. Okay, said Tristan. We know where we're going, but what about now? But what about how? Suddenly we heard the helicopter engine roaring. Kaiba! We all rushed outside to see Kaiba taking off. Flag him down or something! Quick! Hey! Joey shouted. We need a lift, rich boy. But it was no use. He could not hear us and flew away. Well, so much for that idea, said Tristan. Dude, no sweat, said Duke. We'll just take my car. So we all piled into the car and drove off. Everyone was silent during the ride. I knew they all must have a lot on their minds. I could feel the negative emotions in the car making me uncomfortable. I tried to ignore them by leaning against the window and staring out at the scenery. We arrived later that night. I had this sinking feeling as I saw a room and house. My friends exchanged uneasy glances. You sure this is the place? Said Joey. Professor Hawkins? Yugi called as we exited the car. Rebecca? Yugi! Rebecca cried as she ran up to us and flung her arms around Yugi, crying. I immediately felt her distress. Yugi placed a hand on her back. Rebecca, what happened here? Yugi, they took him. My poor grandpa. He placed a hand on her shoulder to support her as well. We all decided to gather in Professor Hawkins' home, where Rebecca, through her sobs, explained that some guys in a helicopter came and abducted her grandfather. It's not fair. He didn't hurt anyone. We're gonna find him, he said sympathetically. I promise. We're gonna find him, he said sympathetically. I promise. Rebecca sniffled. Thank you. Who would do something like this? I still don't get it, said Thea. Who will kidnap the professor? It had to be Dart, said Joey, or his gang of thugs anyway. Why? Said Tristan. I mean, the guy is just an archaeologist. But didn't you guys say he made some big discovery? Said Duke. Yeah, said Yugi. He found Atlantis. Duke appeared bewildered. Huh? Rebecca, I've got an idea. Rebecca looked up at him with hope. What? Remember that stone? The one I gave to your grandpa? Yeah, I have it around my neck right here. Gramps told me to hang on to it. Rebecca pulled the stone out from under her shirt and handed it to Yugi. Maybe that's what Dart and his lakeys are after, said Tristan. That would make sense, I said. Then be careful, said Joey. Okay, so now what? Said Tristan. Easy, said Duke. Let's find out where this Darts guy hangs out. We bust in and get Hawkins. But how? Said Rebecca. I don't think they're listed in the phone book. She's right, said Yugi. Besides, he doesn't have what they want, which means they'll probably come back. Great, said Joey. So we just sit on our butts and wait? I still like my plan, said Duke. If we're gonna stay here, I'm gonna eat, said Tristan. I can't wait on an empty stomach, you know. Good idea, said Joey. I'll whip something up. I'm not eating anything you cook, Thea protested. Don't worry, Yugi said to Rebecca. They're gonna bring your grandpa back soon, Rebecca. For sure, I said. I only hoped it will be soon. I could not take all this sadness. Chapter 48. I awake with a start, unsure about the cause. It was clearly still night, and everyone else was snoozing inside the motor. I sat up from the couch and looked around. My mind felt fuzzy, but I knew something was wrong. Someone is trying to sneak away, the spirit of the Millennium Ring said with mild amusement. My eyes widened. What? I turned just in time to see Yugi exiting the home. Maybe he just needs some fresh air. Or he's finally tired of you all. I ignored him, knowing that couldn't be the truth. Still, my intuition told me to go after Yugi. I carefully got up, making sure not to wake anyone. Then I quietly made my way outside. I arrived just in time to see Yami getting in onto Rebecca's horse. What are you doing? I asked. Samia, Yami said in surprise. I was just... You were leaving. I sensed Yami trying to hide his emotions, but I would tell I was right. Plus, I felt guilt coming from Yugi. I would not put it like that. You're going to settle this yourself, aren't you? We don't want anyone else to get hurt, Yugi said in spirit form, and Yami shot him a look. And we received a note from one of those bikers asking to meet us. We figured this was the best way. It's all right, I understand, I said. You do? Said Yami. Sure, but I don't get why you will leave without me. Yami's expression softened. I don't want you to get hurt either. But I'm supposed to be helping you. We're a team, aren't we? She does have a point, said Yugi. I won't get in your way. I just want to support you. Yami let out a heavy sigh. Fine, you can come. I immediately brightened and a wave of relief washed over me. Thank you. You can get on behind me. Yami scooted forward on the horse to give me room. Then he held out his hand. My heart skipped a beat when I took his hand. I allowed him to hoist me up onto the horse. I instinctively wrapped my arms around his waist for a secure hold. The contact made my heart race, but I pushed back the feelings. Now was not the time for that. How's this? Fine, let's be off. I noticed he did not have any strong emotions, and I wondered if he was concealing something from me or just that focused. Ready, Copernicus? The horse nodded before starting to trot. This guy must want to duel us, right? Yugi said after a while. Yes, said Yami. As long as we have Artemia's card, we should be fine. But he holds the seal of Orichalcos. Yeah, but we have something else over him, a belief in the heart of the cards. I'm sure you'll be fine, I said. I believe in both of you. Thanks, Samia, said Yugi. I appreciate your support, said Yami. You're always a help. I smiled slightly, feeling good about the praise. At least I wasn't unwanted. We rode throughout the night. I dozed off a few times, leaning on Yami's back. The bright sun woke me, and soon I was alert. Eventually I saw someone on a suspension bridge across a chasm. That was where we were headed. Hold on tightly, Samia, Yami said once we neared the chasm. All right, I said, tightening my arms around his waist. I gasped when he rode the horse down the steep walls of the mesa. I only relaxed once the horse trotted across the suspension bridge towards the man waiting for us. Very impressive, cowboy, said the man, but you'll need more than a few rodeo tricks to get yourself out of this. You see, while my associates are satisfied with stealing the souls of your friends, I'm not. He paused as his eyes flickered to me. Who's the go? I am the empath, I said. My name's Samia. Never heard of you. That doesn't matter, said Yami. I did my part. Now release the professor as you promised. He's already been set free, but since you've come all this way, you might as well stay a while. The man flung off his cloak. Then he pulled out a pair of axes and threw them towards us. The man flung off his cloak. Then he pulled out a pair of axes and threw them towards us. I flinched and grabbed onto Yami, who put an arm around me protectively. The axes cut the ropes to the bridge, causing it to fall. We were essentially trapped now. So you're gonna stick around, right? 'Cause like I said before, Pharaoh, your friends aren't good enough. I need to capture the soul of the Pharaoh himself, so I can save the well. Save the well? Don't you see that what you're doing is going to destroy the well? Or are you so insane that you can't tell the difference? I'm just fine. It's you who's blind to what's going on. You're fighting on the wrong side. Explain yourself. This world's a dark and lonely place to live. It's been poisoned by mankind. All I'm trying to do is fix what's been ruined by people like you. And I'll do it by locking your spirit away for good. You don't know what you're talking about, I said. He's going to save the well. The man scoffed. You don't even know who he is, do you? I know enough. And who do you think you are? And who do you think you are? Said Yami. Look, the name's Raphael, the man said. And I called you here to duel, not shoot the breeze. I've waited for this moment long enough, and I have no intention of putting our fight off for another minute. So let's go. You've given me no choice, but know this. In the end, righteousness will prevail, and justice shall be served. That's just what I'm hoping for. Let's duel, they both said. Something seems different about this guy, said Yugi. I agree, Yugi, said Yami. He has some sort of hidden power. Good luck, I said. I stayed close to Yami as the duel began. It turned out Raphael had a bunch of guardian cards. Yami was holding his own against him though. I found this opponent intriguing. He was different from the others. I could feel it in his emotions. He believed he had a righteous cause. It made me wish I knew how to show him he was on the wrong side. We could never understand the connection I have with my cards, Pharaoh. You could never understand the connection I have with my cards, Pharaoh, said Raphael. I'm afraid you're mistaken, said Yami. I also share a bond with my deck. I trust and respect every one of my cards. Oh, yeah? Well, take a look at these. Raphael held out his hand of cards. Whoa, said Yugi. His cards are almost completely worn out. I've played these cards hundreds of times, and even though they're falling apart, I'll never replace them. I sworn to protect them the way they protected me, 'cause years ago, these monsters saved my life. I tilted my head to the side in curiosity. Saved your life? What do you mean? When I was a kid, I was fooled into believing the world was a happy place. But soon I discovered the truth, that nothing's fair, and no one gets what they deserve. What a sad way to see the world, said Yami. Yeah, well, life is sad, and the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. I ought to know. I used to have everything a kid could ever want, until one day when everything was taken away from me. Raphael explained how he was on a cruise ship celebrating his birthday when everything began to shake. I knew something was wrong. We were heading straight for a tidal wave, and there was no turning back. He then said that the tidal wave knocked everyone off the boat. That was the last time I saw my family. The storm was over just as quickly as it started. My family made it onto a rescue boat, but I was left behind. Raphael said he was washed up on an island. After a while, he thought he saw something. I thought my mind was playing tricks on me, but surely someone else was on this island, maybe even my family. He searched, but he realized he was alone. It didn't take long. Everything I once had was gone. Who would watch over me now? All I had were the clothes on my back and my Duel Monsters cards. I knew I had two choices: sit around and feel sorry for myself, or toughen up and move on. And if I wanted to survive, the decision was simple. There was no time for weakness. I learned at a young age that the world is cold and lonely. I lost my childhood, but I gained something more important: the truth, and an undying trust for the only family I had, my guardian cards. These Duel Monsters were everything to me. The guardians kept me strong and safe. They saved me from losing my mind, and I owed it to those cards to save them. We shared a powerful bond: Guardian Eros, Guardian Grell, and Guardian Kayest. These monsters saw me through the hardest years of my life, and then continued to protect me. Raphael, if you truly respect your cards, then why do you use them for evil? Said Yami. Evil, Pharaoh. What you consider evil, I look at as saving the planet from falling apart at the hands of people like you and your little friends. It's my destiny. I always wonder, why me? And after spending these 3 long years on that island, I finally got my answer. How could I have missed it? There was an entire city right off the coast. I was saved. Raphael said he heard a voice saying they would meet again. Soon after I woke up on a rescue boat, Raphael continued. They said they found me unconscious, floating on a raft. I made a cover of newspapers and magazines around the world. Miracle Boy rejoined civilization after being stranded for years. Civilization, please. The world I came back to was anything but civilized. That island may have been lonely, but at least it was a peaceful place to live. And unlike the outside world, Pharaoh, there was no one on that deserted island who could walk out on me like my family did. But I have a new family now. How can you blame mankind for what happened to you? Said Yami. Your family didn't abandon you, I said. You were separated. It wasn't anyone's fault. Raphael's expression hardened. I told you, people are evil. People are evil. You're wrong. I suppose you think everyone is good and sweet like you. I shook my head. Not at all. Not at all. Everyone has good and evil in them. It's our choices that matter, not our potential. And yet people seem to choose evil in the end. But it wasn't always that way. Once the world was perfect. And when I got back from that desert island, I saw this ancient paradise with my own eyes. I don't know what lies you were told, but I know that no good can come of your plan, said Yami. I nodded in agreement. You can't defeat evil with evil. The ends don't justify the means. She's right. Don't worry, Pharaoh, said Raphael. You won't be around to see how my plan turns out. Wrong. I'm not going anywhere. We'll see. The duel continued. Yami brought together 5 Kuribos to form Kuri Babylon, but Raphael repelled its attack by bringing a monster back from the grave. I worried that Raphael was going to play the seal of Orichalcos, but he claimed he would not. It seemed he really was different. The emotions I sensed from him made my heart ache. Raphael then summoned Guardian Grell, which was more powerful than any of Yami's masters. I felt Yami's frustrations and I tried to send him positive emotions. Then he drew a card and I felt his confidence return. "Behold, Raphael," said Yami, "my legendary dragon, the Eye of Timaeus." I felt Raphael's shock. "No, not that!" "Timaeus, fused with my dark magician girl." I watched as the monsters fused together. Meet Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Thanks to my all-powerful dragon, I'm in control of this duel now. Attack, my beast! You can't. Your Dragon Knight has less attack points than my Guardian Growl. True, but my monster has a special ability. By discarding one card to my graveyard, I allow my dragon to destroy your monster instantly. No! Attack with Dark Energy Burst! I winced as Yami's monster attacked, but I was glad he finally had the upper hand. Big deal. You won't be so lucky next time. We'll see. You're right. We'll see right now. Activate Self-Tribute. Yami looked at him in surprise. Raphael's monster had returned to the field. Wait, what's going on? I've given up 1,000 life points to save my monster. Whoa, said Yugi. I guess Raphael wasn't kidding when he said he'd do anything to protect his monsters. He really cares, I said. I can feel it. Shocking, isn't it? Said Raphael. That a duelist can have so much respect and appreciation for his monsters. Unlike you, I actually care about my cards. You abandon yours as soon as a better one comes along. What? Yami said in outrage. I value all of my cards. Look, you're as disrespectful as everyone else, Pharaoh. Yami's expression hardened. That's enough. Let's duel. What's wrong? Are you upset because I know you better than you know yourself? Face it. Every person in the world has darkness in their heart, and you're no exception. Your problem is you're afraid to admit it. But deep down, you're evil. The world's been like this for the last 10,000 years. We used to live in paradise, but then the ancient stone showed up. What ancient stone are you talking about? Don't you know? I'm talking about the stone of Orichalcos. It came to test us, and most of us failed. The stone unlocked the darkness that was buried in the hearts of mankind. Only a few turned out to be pure. A huge battle broke out between good and evil, and in the end, the evil side won. Whoever told you that story is lying to you. The only evil is around your neck. That stone is nothing but bad news. It sounds to me that the stone of Orichalcos brings out the evil in people. It sounds to me that the stone of Orichalcos brings out the evil in people, I said. Everyone has the ability to choose good or evil. We should be helping each other and bringing out the good in each other. That is my job as the empath, to make sure the Pharaoh stays in the light. That stone does the opposite by bringing evil to the forefront, and that's the greatest evil I can imagine. Raphael laughed. You've got it wrong. You're so naive, girl. The stone of Orichalcos simply shows us the truth, that the majority of the world is heartless and evil. You're wrong, said Yami. How would you know? I heard your memories were erased. If that's true, how do you know you weren't an evil pharaoh? Yami bristled. He was angry, but also slightly afraid. That can't be. I may not remember much about my days as pharaoh, but I know that I once saved mankind. Well, the people you saved were evil, which means you are too. That's not true. They also had good in them, I said, which by your logic makes him good. 5,000 years before you ruled as King Pharaoh, the stone of Orichalcos appeared and never left. The world was divided into two sides, the pure of heart and those ruled by darkness. The two sides faced off in the most devastating battle the world's ever seen. We're here to continue that fight and make sure our side wins. And while we may be outnumbered, we have two things you don't. The power of the Orichalcos and the great Leviathan. Therefore, we can capture the souls of man and offer them to the most powerful beast that ever lived. Only then will the world return to the way it was, a peaceful place with a worthy leader. I'm telling you, you've been brainwashed, said Yami. No one is purely good, I said. Wait a minute, where did I go? Okay, I found it, sorry. I'll continue now. No one is purely good, I said. The proof is that the so-called pure of heart are trying to use evil means to win. You can't fight evil with evil. And what exactly have you accomplished with your goodness? Take a look around. If things continue the way they are, the entire planet is gonna look like this desert, desolate, crumbling, and void of any signs of life. But that's not gonna happen because I'll see to it that justice is served. I'll see to it that justice is served, and you're gonna help me. Raphael laughed. You see, Pharaoh, after 5,000 years, your spirit did come back so you could save the world by surrendering your soul. No, that's a lie, Yami said in anger. Enough! I'm sick of hearing you justify your evil plan. I'm afraid it isn't my plan. I'm carrying out the wishes of my master. Just who is this master of yours, Raphael? Well, for starters, he's a better leader than you were. That's right, Pharaoh. My master told me all about your history as the king of Egypt, how you ruled as an evil dictator, using the power of the Shadow Realm to control your subjects. Wake up! He lied! How would you know? You have no memory of your past, so isn't it possible that you're responsible for the destruction of Egypt? Think about it. No, I said, feeling distressed at the thought. The empath at the time, my ancestor, would have stopped him. Raphael scoffed. Are you sure about that? I told you, evil destroys good. There's no chance anyone could have stopped, and you won't be able to stop him now. I shook my head stubbornly. You're wrong. Good is stronger than evil, and I don't need to stop him. He's on the right side. He will lead a path to destruction. It can't be, said Yami, and I sensed a hint of fear from him. I knew I was a worthy pharaoh. I'm the one who locked the dark magic away. So you believe, but if you take a closer look at yourself, you'll discover the truth. Your heart is dark, and I'm about to prove it. I could feel Yami's unease, and it made me hurt for him. There had to be some way I could reassure him of the truth. Then I thought of something. I reached out to the spirit of the Millennium Ring with my mind. Hey, Bakura. Yes, he said. Your memories haven't been erased, have they? No, they have not. Then you remember what Yami was like as a pharaoh? Yes. Well, was he a good pharaoh or not? Bakura was silent for a moment before speaking. Good is a subjective term. If you want to know which one of them is right, the truth is not as black or white as either of them would like to believe. I felt my heart sink a little. I had a feeling you would say that. You must remember that ancient Egypt did not have the same moral standards as modern Japan. Those in power often did try to protect their people, but they were ruthless against those they deemed as a threat. They were willing to do whatever it took to accomplish their goals, much like Raphael here. So they're not different after all, I remember how Yogi and I had been afraid of Yami when we first met him. He definitely did have different moral standards than us. If he was a product of his times, did that mean he was evil? I did not think so, especially when he had proved he was capable of learning and changing. Thank you for being honest. My attention was diverted when Raphael took his turn. First, I'll place one card face down, he said. Then I'll activate this magic card. It's called Exchange. What are you up to? He said suspiciously. Normally, Exchange allows both of us to pick a card from our opponent's hand, but you'll notice we each have only one card left, so that means we switch cards. Then let's get on with it. Raphael walked up to Yami and took the card that was offered to him. He glanced at the card and smirked. Necromancy, huh? This lets me use a monster from your graveyard. That means this card was useless to you anyway, since I have no monsters in my graveyard. Yami narrowed his eyes. Fine, just hand me your card so we can continue. As you wish. I think you'll be pretty pleased with this one. Raphael handed him a card and then laughed as he returned the spot. What is it you find so amusing? What is it you find so amusing? Yami looked at the card he was given and gasped. I winced as I felt his shock and horror. Oh no, I can't use this. Not the seal of Orichalcos. Raphael smirked gleefully. It's too late. The stone around your neck has already begun to reveal your dark side. The Orichalcos never lies. Ever since it first appeared on Earth, the stone's been testing people. It knows who the evil ones are. And when it detects the darkness inside of you, for the first time in centuries, you'll get to see who you really are. Of course, you don't have to activate that card if you don't want to, but I have a feeling you will. So go ahead and make your next move, Pharaoh. No matter what happens, you can't use that card, said Yugi. Yes, but, said Yami. But nothing. That card is evil. Don't play it. He's right, I said. You'll be playing into Raphael's hands if you play it. Very well, Yugi, Samia. Yami looked at Raphael with it. Very well, Yugi, Samia. Yami looked at Raphael with determination. It's my move. Don't forget, my Purity of the Cemetery magic card is still in effect, said Raphael. And with 5 monsters in your graveyard, you automatically lose 500 of your life points. I tensed when Yami lost life points, but he took it in stride. Dark Magician Gilda Dragon Knight, attack! Annihilate his guardian again! His dragon roared as he prepared to attack. Not so fast. Activate Crystal Seal. No! I gasped when the dragon became covered in ice. Yami glared at his opponent. What have you done, Raphael? Raphael appeared haughty. I sealed your dragon in a crystal prison, just like he was when you first found him. Your big shot dragon is locked away. But of course, Raphael appeared haughty. I've sealed your dragon in a crystal prison, just like he was when you first found him. Your big shot dragon is locked away. But of course, there is one card in your hand that could set your monster free. Are you man enough to play it? He's trying to force us to play the Seal of Orichalcos, said Yami. That's way too dangerous, said Yugi. That card is evil. Whatever you do, don't activate it, Pharaoh. I understand, Yugi, but it could be the only way to free that magician Go. No, please! You don't need to win that way, I said. You must keep your methods pure. Your methods pure. Otherwise, you're no better than the enemy. I felt the tension in Yami as he took his turn. I summoned a face-down monster in defense mode, and with that, I end my turn. Don't do it, I said. Time to lose, said Raphael. I activate Rod of Silence. It raises my backup Gardener's Strain by 500. It also lets me play my Guardian Kayest. Guardian Growl, attack his face-down monster now! I grit my teeth when Yami's monster was destroyed. No! Yami exclaimed, feeling tense. I'm defenseless! And your life points are wide open. Now, Guardian Kayest, attack him directly. Whoa! Ah! I cried, feeling his pain as if it were my own. I had to take deep breaths to steady myself. Yami looked over at me in concern. Samia, are you alright? I nodded. I'm fine. Focus on the duel. Looks like this duel's just about over, said Raphael. In fact, you'll automatically lose when your next turn's done. You're wrong. Remember, my Purity of the Cemetery is still in effect, so you lose 600 life points. Now you have one turn left. There's only one way to save yourself, and you know what I'm talking about. Now, play the card I gave you. No, Pharaoh, said Yugi. Please, there's another way out of this. If I lose now, then 2 worlds will be destroyed, said Yami. I shook my head. No, you're wrong. There are no stacks in this duel. You haven't promised to give up if you lose. If you play that card, you raise the stacks by putting your soul on the line. It's not worth it. I felt Yami hesitate. But if I lose this duel, how will I win the ones that count? By learn from this experience, you'll get better. Yami seemed to consider this. Then he turned his attention to Raphael. I won't lose this duel. I'll take you down, Raphael. So I activate my card of sanctity. Both of us must draw from our decks. Excuse me. So I activate my card of sanctity. Both of us must draw from our decks until we have 6 cards in our hands. Now you're just stalling, said Raphael. I'm out of options, said Yami. There's only one card in my hand that can free my dragon, so I can't win the duel. I must play the Seal of Orichalcos. Pharaoh, he cried, clinging to him in spirit form. No! Let go! No, you don't know what you're doing. Let go! Listen to me. This card is affecting your mind. He's right, I said. You're not thinking clearly. Listen to us. We're going to lose the duel, said Yami. Can't you see? Trust me, you two. It's the only way. We must do this. Now let me go. You're the one who should trust us. Trust me. Trust me. I can feel the darkness from that card. It won't lead anywhere good. You're better than this. Samia, you're supposed to listen to her, Yugi said. Please don't play that card. You're also supposed to listen to Yugi, I said. You promised not to do anything against his will, remember? Samia, Yugi, Yumi said sharply. Trust me to make the right choice. Yugi reluctantly let go of him and exchanged a worried look with me. My heart pounded in my chest and I could hardly think straight. It's time for the truth to come out, said Bakura. Please, I murmured, my heart in my throat as I sent as much positive energy towards Yami as possible. Now I activate the Seal of Orichalcos, said Yami. No! I cried. Yami also shouted as the seal formed around his feet. I winced when I felt Yugi's spirit form disappear. Excellent, said Raphael. What have I done? Said Yami. No! I clenched my fists and teeth as a wave of pain washed over me. The seal seemed to be trying to push me back. No! I shouted in my head. I need to stay. Suddenly the millennium ring glowed around my neck. Then I saw Bakura beside me. He put his hands on my shoulder, keeping me in place. Let me help you, he said. I felt slight concern from him, but mostly anger. Seeing the way he glared at Yami, I knew it was directed at him. The pain didn't subside when Bakura touched me, but his presence didn't allow me to stay within the seal. Thank you. You don't have to stay. It's hurting you. I can't leave. Not yet. Fine. Nice work, Pharaoh, Raphael said gleefully. I knew you had it in you. Now let's see what the Orichalcos reveals about you. Are you good or are you evil? So tell me, how do you feel? Yami? I turned to him and froze at what I saw. Chapter 49. Look what he's done now. The spirit of the Millennium Ring growled, his hands still on my shoulders to keep me grounded. I gazed at Yami in dismay. The seal of Orichalcos on his forehead made me uneasy. I could feel the darkness in him rising to the surface, and I didn't know how to help. This was worse than when we first met. He was just desperate. The spirit scoffed. Excuses. The seal of Orichalcos serves me now, Yami said heavily, and all of its ancient powers rest on my side of the field, strengthening my dark magician Gull, the Dragon Knight, with 500 extra attack points. Now we can break free from your crystal seal. I watched as his monster gained attack points and broke free, but then the dragon disappeared, leaving only the dark magician Gull. I felt Yami's astonishment before he glared at Raphael. What have you done to my dragon? It's not what I've done, Raphael said, seeming amused. It's what you've done by playing that magic card. Guess I should have warned you. Timaeus and the Orichalcos don't mix, but at least your dark side's been set free. That's because the card's evil. That's because the card's evil, and Timaeus is good, I said. You have to end this now. What have I unleashed? Yami said to himself. I shook my head. Nothing good. As if he's going to listen, Bagura muttered. Yami looked at me. How are you here? The Millennium Ring, I explained. The Millennium Ring, I replied. I saw his expression darken. Then he looked back at his opponent and raged. You are a fool to hand me this card, for when you lose, your soul will be sealed for all eternity where it belongs. No, I shouted. No one deserves that. A wave of dismay crashed against me as I felt him slipping further from me. My only comfort was Bakura's reassuring presence behind me. I watched as Yami continued the duel. He was doing pretty well, summoning several strong monsters at once. That's one powerful cotton ball you've got there, Raphael mused. It's all thanks to the power of the Orichalcos, said Yami. Wrong. The power comes from the darkness in you. I don't care where this power came from. All that matters is, it's mine now. Of course it matters, I cried. My words fell on deaf ears. I watched him finish his turn by attacking Raphael's monsters. Despite the situation, I knew he had to win. Yugi! My ears perked up and I heard Joey's voice. I looked over to see Joey, Tristan, and Duke standing on top of the mesa. My heart clenched when I realized what they must be seeing. Yami glanced at them but said nothing. No way, dude, said Tristan. I looked in dismay as a swirl of purple mist grew around Yami. I could feel the evil, and he physically hurt. Please stop this, I said softly. It's no use, said Bakura. Most people will do anything for power. I shook my head defiantly. He's better than this. How does it feel to know that all this time you've been hiding your true self? Said Raphael. You derive your powers from darkness, and you always have. That's not true, I shouted. The seal of Orichalcos brought out his dark side, but he's still mostly good. Raphael scoffed derisively. You still believe that, girl? Open your eyes. What's wrong? Said Yami. Are you jealous because the seal of Orichalcos resides with me now, and it's your soul that's on the line this time? Perhaps you should have thought twice before turning that magic card over to me, Raphael. The seal may be strong, but I'm not worried. I have complete trust in my monsters. They won't let me down. My guardian may be gone, but he'll be back. Just you wait. The duel continued with both sides being evenly matched. The darkness from the arena was getting to me, but Bakura's presence seemed to keep me stable. Yami was acting differently, showing a disregard for his monsters that was atypical. Through the gaze, I thought I felt Yugi's presence. Yes, he's here, said Bakura. He's locked away, but the Millennium Puzzle is keeping him safe. Oh, I said, that's good, I guess. I wondered if Yugi could see and hear everything his partner was doing. I knew there was no way he would approve. You'll never escape the seal, Yami boasted. It seems your swords of revealing light just expire. So, once I sacrifice another of my monsters, your spirit will be absorbed by the seal, trapping you forever. The world's strongest force answers to me. Raphael merrily laughed at him. I told you the seal would reveal the truth. This is you, wicked, greedy, and full of hate. The power of Orichalcos reveals all. And just as I suspected, you're evil, Pharaoh, and you're getting worse. As time passes, the darkness grows. I felt a surge of anger from Yami. No! If you don't believe me, all you have to do is look around the field. See what you've done to your monsters. At one time they were pure, but now they're evil shadow creatures. I felt realization slowly dawn on Yami as he looked around at his monsters shrouded in darkness. Did I really do all this? Yes, but it's all right, I said. You can fix this. I attempted to send him a wave of positive emotions to encourage him. You're too soft on him, said Bakura. Yami glared at Raphael. You deceived me. You chose to play the seal of Orichalcos, even at the cost of losing Timaeus, said Raphael. Your lust for power destroyed a valuable monster. Only a truly dark individual would have such a blatant disregard for his deck. Enough! Not to worry. Someone's gonna lose in this next round, and this nightmare will be over. Raphael drew 2 cards, and I felt a wave of confidence coming from him. I activate Celestial Sword, and to use my sword, I'll play Guardian Heroes. Of course, that's the monster I've been sensing all along. Activate your special ability, Heroes, Spirit of Celestial Sword. I tensed when I felt a rush of magic. Then I saw Yami's arm moving. I felt him struggle, so I knew he was not doing it. I watched him take some cards from his graveyard. I'm losing control. What's going on? What's going on? Raphael smirked. My Guardian Heroes has the ability to remove monsters from your card graveyard and absorb their attack power. Yami's eyes widened harder. Not my monsters! Too little, too late. Now let's see who's up first. Yami was forced to flip over a card, making the monster appear on the field on Raphael's side. My dark magician girl! Next, he'll take your favorite monster. I winced when I felt Yami's harder. Not my dark magician! Next victims are your big shield Garna, Gazelle, and Beformet. A wave of dismay crashed over Yami. You have the power of every one of my fallen monsters. It's your own fault. You did this to them when you selfishly sacrificed each one of them. You let your rage take over. Now look into the eyes of your monsters. Yami felt a rush of remorse as his monsters gazed at him sadly. Please forgive me for what I've done to you. A second later, the monsters were sucked into Guardian Needle's sword. You disrespected your monsters, and it's time to pay the price now. Your favorite cards are fighting on my side. Your old pals just added their power to my Guardian. 10,000 points. That's more than enough to wipe you out. Now, Guardian Heroes, destroy his masters and the rest of his life points. No! I cried along with Yami, a jolt of pain shooting through me as he was attacked. My heart raced wildly in my chest. Yami couldn't lose. That meant I tried to go to him, but Bakura held me back. No, he said. You'll get pulled in too. Raphael laughed. Time for you to pay up, Pharaoh. The seal of Orichalcos never leaves the field without taking something along for the ride. And this time is you. And you have yourself to blame, because you sealed your own fate when you played that card. Now your life force will awaken the great beast. No! I cried again as the seal started to form around Yami. Bakura yanked me away before it could pull me in as well. Suddenly I felt a surge of magic. Then Yugi stood before me in spirit form. How did he do that? Pharaoh! Yugi cried. I won't let this happen to you. Yugi, Yami said in shock. No, what are you doing here? A look of determination crossed Yugi's face. It only needs one of us, so I'm letting the seal take me instead. No, Yugi! I gasped when I saw Yugi push Yami out of the way, causing him to fall to the ground unconscious. I jerked out of Bakura's grip and ran to Yugi, but it was too late. The seal had taken him. I clenched my teeth as a wave of pain racked me. No! Adios, Your Highness, said Raphael. Hey, Joey called out. You alright, pal? This is nuts, said Duke. Come on, pal, said Tristan. Yugi, said Joey. Get up, please, Yug. Raphael laughed as he walked over to the unconscious Yami. I hurried to try to get in front of him, but he roundly pushed me away. Luckily, Bakura got me. Luckily, Bakura got me and steadied me. Raphael leaned down next to Yami's dual desk, and eyed his deck. You won't be needing this anymore. Hey, you! Joey shouted. Take your hands off him. Fine. Raphael snatched the Orichalcos stone from Yami's neck and stood up. He picked up Yami, holding him under his arm, while a helicopter neared us. He glanced at me with a small frown. Follow me if you want to get out of him. I blinked in surprise. What? A rope lowered in front of us. Raphael climbed up the rope with one hand while he still held onto Yami. After a second of bewilderment, I climbed up after him. The helicopter flew towards the edge of the cliff where my friends waited. I jumped down while Raphael tossed Yami to the others. You can keep him. I already have everything of his I need. Ha 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 ha. Get back here, Joey called after the retreating helicopter. You hear me? Samia, are you alright? Tristan asked me as I slowly rose to my feet. Yeah, I said shakily, my emotions still nearly overwhelming me. But Yugi... Tristan glanced at Yami just in time to see him open his eyes. He's awake! Joey felt relieved. I knew you'd outsmart that big goon. So how'd you do it, Yug? How'd you escape? Yami slowly stood up, but kept his gaze down, his expression sullen. His emotions were very similar to mine, intensifying them. Everything all right, pal? No, Joey, Yami said sadly. It's far from all right. I didn't outsmart him. He succeeded. Yugi's gone. Joey blinked. I don't get it. How can you be talking to us if he took your soul? Not mine. Yugi's. It's all my fault. Yugi! Yami looked up at the sky and wailed, the sound making my heart clench in pain. Come back! It should have been me, not him. It's not fair. I don't get it, said Duke. I let out a heavy sigh. I've been trying to tell you guys that there are two souls in Yugi's body, Yugi and the Pharaoh. Now there's only one, because the seal of Orichalcos took Yugi. At least now they finally had to believe the truth. Joey recoiled in horror. What? We better head back to Professor Hawkins' place and tell the others, said Tristan. Agreed, said Duke. Then we can devise a place to get Yugi back. So we headed back to the car the others had taken. I looked at Yami in concern while we walked. He was not himself at all, which was understandable. I reached out to touch him, but he jerked away from me. I tried not to take it personally. He probably needed some space to process everything that had just happened. Now will you believe the truth? Darbakura said in my head. I think I need some space too, I said, and I felt his presence fade. Yami and I rode on the horse while the others took the car. This ride felt much different from the previous one. I could feel Yami's negative emotions clearly, and they only made me feel worse. I felt relieved once we reached Professor Hawkins' trailer. Rebecca and Taya were waiting for us outside. Yugi, you're here, so I guess you won, said Taya. Of course, said Rebecca. My Yugi always wins. She ran up to Yami after he and I dismounted the horse, but she stopped short when she saw his expression, and I felt her confusion. Huh? Thea approached more slowly. How'd it go? She frowned when she noticed everyone's grim demeanor. Is everything okay? Not quite, said Joey. We got a problem, guys. What do you mean? Yugi didn't win, said Duke. He's gone, said Tristan. Thea's eyes widened in disbelief. What? You heard me. Yugi got beat, Thea. You're wrong. If Yugi really lost that duel, those creeps would have taken his soul with their freaky magic card, Tristan. So what's your point, Thea? My point? If he lost, how could he be standing right? Thea looked over at Yami, and I felt realization dawn on her. Behind me. Oh no. Her sorrow told me she understood what had happened. Rebecca, however, clearly did not get it. She continued to stare in concern at Yami, who was gazing at the ground. Yugi, talk to me. What's wrong? What's wrong? Why are you acting so strange? Rebecca, they got him, Yami said quietly. Got who? Yugi. Rebecca's eyes widened in shock, and a wave of guilt passed over Yami. This whole thing's my fault. I'm the one who unleashed the magic that took Yugi away. He quickly explained how he played the seal of Orichalcos in order to win. Rebecca's shock soon turned into anger. You knew that card was evil, and you still played it? If you really were a brave pharaoh, you would never have done something like that to poor little Yugi. Tears filled her eyes as sorrow took over, and she pounded her small fist against Yami's chest. This just isn't fair. How could you? I want my Yugi back. It should have been you, not him. Now hold on, said Taya. Rebecca immediately turned to her and flung her arms around her. Oh, Taya. I'm afraid Rebecca's right, Amy said gloomily. What's done, it's done. I let everyone down, especially Yugi. He and Samia warned me not to use the seal of Orichalco's card. He and Samia warned me not to use the seal of Orichalco's card, but my rage took control. He paid for my mistake. Joey grabbed Yami by the collar and got in his face. You've got to snap out of this. Hey, calm down, I said. You're not helping. He's gone and it's my fault, said Yami. Get a grip, man, said Joey. Joey, I protested, but he ignored me. If we're gonna rescue Yugi, we gotta move ahead, not look back. So pull yourself together. What we gonna do now is find out who this Darth guy is and where he keeps all these souls. I've been suggesting we do that since day one, but nobody listens to me, said Duke. Stop thinking about yourself for once, Duke, said Tristan, wrapping his arm around Duke's neck. Duke struggled in his grip. Down, boy, heal. Let him go, Tristan, said Yami. This happened because I couldn't control my anger, and if we keep fighting amongst ourselves, the Orichalcos will destroy us. I finally felt a sense of relief. Maybe he was getting back to normal. Exactly. Looking back won't help us. Let's come up with a plan to move forward. We moved the conversation into the trailer. It was getting dark, so we had a quick meal before gathering around. The professor was fine, fortunately, and he was resting in his room. At least that was some good news. So they want to rule the world, said Joey. We've dealt with that before. No, Joey, said Yami. This time things are different. Yeah, they're not just talking about wiping out all life on Earth, said Tristan. They're doing it. But we know how to stop them, said Joey. We gotta go straight to the source and destroy that secret weapon of theirs. You mean that weird monster zapper in the sky? Said Tia. Raphael called it the Great Leviathan, I said. Fortunately, that thing's after more than just monsters, said Tristan. It's using human souls to power itself up so we can wipe out the rest of us. Yeah, and right now that thing's got Yugi, said Joey. So I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna stand here twiddling my thumbs. I'm gonna take action. Look, Joey, said Taya. I wanna help Yugi too, but we can't just fight this thing by ourselves. We need help. Like the police? I said. Like the police? I said. Yes, something like that. No, Taya, said Rebecca. In case you forgot, those jerks burned down my grandpa's laboratory and destroyed all his research. And without any hard evidence, there's no way anyone's gonna believe our story. I suppose that's true, I said. Just look how long it took all of them to accept magic. But we have proof, said Taya. It's all down in those underwater ruins. Rebecca turned her laptop around to show us her screen. Whatever was there won't be of any help to us now. The ruins are gone, guys. Someone ruined the ruins? They're one step ahead of us. Don't give up so easily, Professor Hawkins said as he stepped inside the room. Rebecca looked at him in surprise. Gramps, you're awake! Yeah, shouldn't you be resting? Said Thea. I'll be fine, said Professor Hawkins. Anyway, who could sleep with you kids chit-chatting all day? Besides, I can help you find the information you need. You're right about looking to the ruins for answers. So, did you discover anything more about these dogs? Yami asked. Well, I can't be sure, but based on the inscriptions I found, there's a good chance these fellows are descendants of Atlantis, an ancient continent said to have disappeared into the ocean thousands of years ago without a trace. Are you sure? Said Thea. It makes sense based on what Raphael said. I nodded. Professor, if your hunch is right, why would these people want to destroy what was left of their ancestors' city? Said Duke. They must be trying to hide something, said Professor Hawkins. Those ruins reveal the history of Atlantis, and it's not a pleasant one. They must want to keep it a secret. How much of this history do you know? Yami asked. Thousands of years ago, Atlantis was home to the most advanced civilization the world had ever known, said Professor Hawkins. It truly was a paradise on Earth, a land of eternal tranquility, where everyone lived in peace, until one day, when a dreadful creature was called forth from the depths of the earth by an evil king. An evil king? Said Yami, and I felt his shock and fear. What's wrong? Said Joey. You okay? Said Thea. I'm fine, said Yami. It seems this power-hungry king drew his evil strength from a mysterious stone, and this stone drew its strength from another world. Professor Hawkins continued. It's that rock they wear on their neck, isn't it? Said Joey. I'm not sure. That's all I was able to translate. Raphael told a similar story, he said, except he said the stone appeared on its one and revealed whether everyone was good or evil. Professor Hawkins shook his head. The stone creates evil. It doesn't reveal the truth. I nodded. That's exactly what I thought. I turned to Yami. See, you don't have to worry. You're not evil. It was the stone's fault. Yami's expression darkened, and he looked away. Maybe. No! Joey suddenly said loudly. Chill out, man, said Tristan. You'll blow a gasket. You guys don't get it, do you? Those Atlantis freaks are trying to cover something up about this ancient mega monster. Of course, said Duke. There was probably something written in those ruins about how to destroy that thing before it destroys us. I get it. Hey, Joey, I guess you had your good idea for the year. Joey glared at him in response. The ruins may have been destroyed, but there are copies of the inscriptions at the museum, said Professor Hawkins. It's in Florida, where I was doing my underwater research. Perfect, said Thea. So all we have to do is go there and translate the rest. What are we waiting for? Joey said eagerly, his mood during a 180. Let's head to the Sunshine State and find out the secret to defeating these guys. And saving Yugi, right? Said Tristan. I'm right behind you, man. Goodbye to Death Valley. Hello to fun in the sun. That's great, said Duke. Just one question. How are we supposed to get there? Joey's smile immediately fell. We're doomed. Maybe we could ask Kaiba for the lift, I suggested. Joey looked at me dubiously. Are you crazy? Why would that jerk help us? I shrugged. He's invested in this too. Maybe we can exchange information for a ride, Tristan said. Joey brightened. Yeah, that might work. Rebecca, let me use your computer. Rebecca blinked. All right. This will never work, said Duke. I watched as Rebecca helped Joey set up a video call. Only a few moments after it started ringing, Kaiba's face appeared on the screen. I smiled, pleased that the idea worked. He really took your call? Taya said. What? Said Joey. He did? He leaned in really close to the screen. Kaiba, is that you in there? It works better when you step back from the webcam, Mokuba said. Joey chuckled and leaned back. Then he cleared his throat. Hey, you're right. Make it fast, Weller, Kaiba said, sounding annoyed. We found some clues about those biker punks. What kind of clues? I'm not giving them up that easily, Kaiba. But if you give us a lift to Florida, I'll fill you in on the way. So what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Said Tristan. Time is running out. Those creeps defeated Yugi and took his soul, Joey exclaimed. Tristan grabbed Joey. Way to keep a secret, lame brain. Yugi's soul? Mokuba said in confusion. What he mean? Joey managed to push Tristan away. Please disregard my last statement, folks. Whatever, said Tristan. Kaiba doesn't believe in all that magic stuff anyway. Yeah, said Duke. It's all. He then started to imitate Kaiba. Some kind of hocus-pocus mind trick. Joey laughed. Hey, that sounds just like him. Duke grinned. I know, right? Yugi lost? Yugi lost? Kaiba said incredulously. Yugi gave his Duel Monster Championship crown to some nobody? No one deserves that title but me. Hold on, Yumi said hotly. Hold on, Yumi said hotly. I don't want to hear another word. You're a disgrace to the game, Yugi. Then Kaiba hung up the phone. Then Kaiba hung up the phone. I sighed and shook my head. Well, that went well. Oops, said Joey. Maybe I should have let you handle the Samia. You think? Said Taya. Now what? Said Yami. No, right? Said Joey. That stinks. That jerk, said Tristan. How are we supposed to get down to Florida now? Well, I say the professor stays here. Well, I say the professor stays here and we hop the next flight, said Joey. He's right, Gramps, said Rebecca. Running around the country is not the best thing for you right now. Duke, why don't you stay here and keep an eye on the professor? Sure, said Duke. So I guess a private jet is out of the question, huh? Said Tristan. Rebecca got back to work on her laptop. I'll book our flights and we'll take a train to this. Rebecca got back to work on her computer. Rebecca got back to work on her laptop. I'll book our flights and we'll take a train to the airport. I just hope we can save Yugi before it's too late. Me too, I murmured. I suddenly felt the need to take a break. So I started for the door. Are you alright, Samia? Tia asked, concern in her eyes. I gave her a reassuring smile. I'm fine. I just need some air. I'll be back in a few minutes. Tia nodded. Okay, if you're sure. I gave her a small wave before exiting the trailer. The cool air felt like a relief. I found the tree and leaned against it. It did not take a minute before I heard Darbakura's voice in my head. Are you ready to talk now? Yes, I responded. I assume you have a lot to say on the matter. I have plenty. He suddenly appeared before me in spirit form. I tried to read his emotions, but they were carefully controlled like always. Do you understand now everything I have been trying to say? I raised my eyebrows at him. What have you been trying to tell me? There is no point in being good, not when everyone will look after their own interest in the end. Your precious Pharaoh proved that to you today. I shook my head in defense. That was the Scylla for Ikarthos. But he chose to play it right. I sighed. Yes. You know there is darkness in his past. You have felt it in the Millennium Items, haven't you? I instinctively touched the Millennium ring around my neck. Yes, even in the Millennium puzzle. There is some evil there. Bakura nodded, his expression giving away nothing. That is due to the way they were created. I suddenly felt very uneasy. Yami did not have anything to do with that, did he? No, that was his father's sin. But believe me, he would have done the same if given the chance. It was all for the sake of Egypt after all. I stared at him intently, and just how were the items created? Bakura frowned. He seemed to be debating something in his mind. Then he stepped forward and placed a hand on my shoulder. If you can feel my touch, then maybe this will work. I furrowed my eyebrows in confusion. What will work? Bakura smirked. Just watch. I felt a strong stirring of magic, and then my vision went black. When I could see again, I realized I was in a whole different place. I saw burning buildings and heard screaming. I reached out to touch a person who ran by me, but my hand went right through him. I turned to Bakura with the puzzled look. Where are we? Bakura looked at me with a hard expression. This is my memory. Your memory? Then where are... He turned me around, and then I noticed a little boy with white hair cowering in the corner of a building. I swallowed hard. The boy's fear nearly overwhelming me. What's going on? The creation of the Millennium Items required human sacrifices. The palace felt no guilt in using the people from this village of thieves. He spoke calmly, but I could feel his anger and bitterness. His words sent a shock of horror through me. How many people were killed? All of them, except for me. I swallowed hard. I suddenly felt sick to my stomach. That's awful. There's no justification for this, even if the people were committing crimes. I thought you would see things that way. They did too. Who? Then I saw a little girl with long black hair approach the boy. The boy initially seemed afraid, but the girl's warm smile got to him. She opened her mouth to speak, but then the dream vanished, leaving me in the real world. I gave Bakura a questioning look. Rehema, he said gruffly. I nodded in understanding. My ancestor. Her mother came to the village to try to stop the sacrifices. Her daughter stoned on her right. Rehema found me and brought me to her mother, who took pity on me. She lived at the palace, so she could not adopt me. She left me at a nearby village, and she often stopped by to let Rehema play with me. My eyes widened in surprise. This was the most he had ever shared about his past. That's how you knew each other. You were friends. I felt a storm of emotions coming from Bakura, but I couldn't decipher any of them. Yes, we were friends. She did everything she could for me. she and her mother, and they both tried to keep the Pharaoh on the right path. And yet, it didn't matter, did it? Evil still prevails, and the people who suffer the most are those like them, like you. I could not immediately dismiss his perspective. Even if I could not pick up on any particular emotion, I could tell he cared about Rehema, and he seemed to care about me. So I spoke in a quieter tone. What do you think I should do? Bakura's expression hardened with resolve. Give up on the Pharaoh. Join me. Help me gather the Millennium items so I may rule. My eyes widened in shock. I can't. Think about it. Even if the Pharaoh gets through this, you can't trust him. He hurt you today because he believed he could do no wrong. I'm very much aware of my fault. You know what you're getting with me. I'm self-aware enough to not be a danger to you. I would make sure you were protected. My heart clenched with pain, and I shook my head vehemently. I can't abandon him. But he will abandon you one day, remember. Do you really want to help him only to have him leave you in the end? You can try your best, but you won't get what you want. Life isn't fair like that. I looked away from him with a frown, feeling my own emotions nearly overwhelming me. He did have a point. I could do everything right and still not end up with what I wanted. Yet I could not help but see value in the journey. I took a minute to carefully consider all of my options. It was not that long ago that I had been afraid of Bakura. Afraid of Yami even. I only had one real friend, and now I was so much stronger, in large part thanks to Yami. I knew we were good for each other. I finally turned back to Bakura, a determined look on my face. Yes, I will support Yami. There may be a loophole that allows us to stay together, but even if there's not, I want to help him. I will always choose to do what's best for him, even if it costs me. Bakura's eyes narrowed. You don't say. I nodded. That's right. I'll start with helping him get his spirits back up. I'll save him from himself if I have to. And you know what else? I'm going to save you too. I felt a flicker of positive emotion from Bakura before he did it with the scarf. You're just like her, helping people who don't deserve it. Deserve? I don't know anything about that. I only see need. Chapter 50. How long is this train ride anyway? Taya asked as we all stood around the train station. Yami was feeling particularly glum today, which made me sad as well. Too long, said Joey. Taya sighed before turning to Duke. Any chance you wanna go instead of me, Duke? No can do, Taya, said Duke. I gotta stick with Professor Hawkins in case those biker punks come back. Duke's right, said Tristan. Plus, he's gonna keep an eye on Rebecca, too. I wanna go, too, Rebecca whined. They need a brain like me to figure out how to save Yugi. Please? It's too dangerous, said Professor Hawkins. And the Pharaoh has enough of him on his mind already. The last thing he needs is the responsibility of looking after you. His closest friend in the world's been taken from him. Rebecca shook her head, crying. I couldn't help but feel for her. You don't understand anything, Grandpa. I wanted to help. Rebecca shook her head, crying. I couldn't help but feel bad for her. You don't understand anything, Grandpa. I wanted to help her, but before I could do anything, she ran off. Rebecca, wait! It's for your own good. Her grandfather took after her much more slowly. You better get on before you miss your ride, Duke said. We got plenty of time, said Joey. No, we don't, said Tristan. Like I said, all aboard. Take care, Duke. Take care, Duke, Taya said as we all boarded the train. Smell ya later, Devlin, Joey said while the train whistle blew. Joey and Tristan immediately went to check out the dining car. Meanwhile, Yami, Taya, and I sat down with Yami in the middle. I could still feel his intense emotions, but I didn't know how to help. His emotions were so strong that it made it hard to think. Usually he was so strong and confident. I did not know how to handle this change. Joey and Tristan soon came back with food and sat across from us, munching happily. At least their emotions were a welcome distraction from Yami's. Wow, Thea said, looking out the window. The view is awesome, she nudged Yami. Come on, check it out. I looked out the window as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yami did not even look at us or out the window. Thea frowned before trying again. Florida has the best beaches, she said. Oh man, I think I forgot to pack my bathing suit. Yami murderly grunted in response. She sighed before speaking in a softer tone. Come on, you gotta cheer up. Promise we'll get Yuki back. But in the meantime, you can't just sit around mopping. It might feel better to talk about it. We can even come up with a plan together. Yami said, Sorry, Taya. Then he got up and walked away. My heart ached for him as I watched him leave. Oh, poor guy. I think he needs to be alone for a while, said Tristan. He's already alone, said Joey. Huh? Said Taya and Tristan. Isn't that the whole problem? He's crushed, but he'll be good as new soon enough because we're gonna rescue Yugi, right guys? There's no doubt, said Taya. They're fooling themselves, Bakura said in my head. We will save Yugi, I insisted. We will save Yugi, I insisted. Maybe, but will that really help the Pharaoh? He's more than just sad about losing a friend, and you know it. My shoulders slumped. Yeah, I guess you're right. What should I do about it? Why do you think I would give you advice? He sounded amused. Good point. Forget I asked. I leaned against the window and gazed outside. I needed to show Yami that he was good, but how? He's been gone for a while, Tia eventually says. Hey, hold on, said Tristan looking around. He's not the only one. What? I said. I felt for the emotions for the other passengers, but found nothing. Call me crazy, but wasn't this train completely filled with passengers just a minute ago? We all got up to check. What's the deal? How can a train full of people all of a sudden be empty? What? Said Joey. All right, said Taya. Now I'm officially freaked out. Ha 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 ha, said a voice over the loudspeaker, making me tense. A vacant train is the least of your problems, my young friends. I'm just getting warmed up. Let's search the place, I said, and everyone else agreed. Joey led the way to the upper level of the train. Anyone in there, Joey? Taya asked. Not a soul, he replied. Do you have to say soul? Tristan groaned. It's a complete ghost town in here. Don't say ghost either, said Taya. We continued to search the train but found no one. Relief filled me when Yami finally approached us, though I could feel he was still in the mood. There you are! In case you haven't noticed, something weird's going on, said Joey. If you ask me, said Tristan, I'd say this whole train ride is another trap. I'm sure those same slime balls are behind this, Joey said angrily, and I bet they're on board. Well, what are we standing here for? Said Joey. Let's get them. With that, we all took off, running again. I made sure to stay close to Yami. He jumped across to the next car, and I followed close behind him. Oh no! Thea cried as the train cars disengaged. Yami gasped and held out his arm. Grab my hand! Ah! Thea cried as she jumped. Yami grabbed her hand and helped her on board. Ugh! You alright? I asked. She nodded. I think so. Huh? said Joey as our cars got farther away. Pharaoh! Tristan called. Thea! Samia! What do we do now? Joey asked. Get help! Yami shouted. Then he turned to Thea and me. Come on, we have to find a way to stop this train. Right, I said, and I ran after him through the car with Thea at my side. We continued to search for other passengers, but found none. Huh? Thea said, stopping at the microphone. She leaned in to speak into it. Mr. Conductor, anyone there? Hello? No luck, I said with a frown. Thea sighed and shook her head. Uh-huh. She then looked up in surprise when Yami ran outside. We both followed him. Yuki, what are you doing? I've got to get in there so I can stop this train. But how? I have an idea. There might be an emergency hatch on the roof. He started climbing a ladder that led to the roof. Be careful. I'm going too, I said. I quickly climbed the ladder after Yami. Once he was on the roof, he glanced down at me but said nothing. I heard a sinister laugh, and I gasped at who stood opposing us. Yami's expression hardened. Weevil Underwood! Are you behind this? You'd better start explaining yourself. Weevil? Thea said as she climbed onto the roof. What do you want with us, worm boy? What do you think I want? Said Weevil. A rematch with the king of games. Are you nuts? I'm just in the mood for a friendly duel. Weevil, who put you up to this? Yami said sharply. No one did. I figured this was a good time to test out my new secret weapon, that's all. I recoiled when he pulled out a glowing orichalco stone out of his pocket. That's evil, I said. You've been brainwashed, Weevil, said Yami. Wake up. Those guys are just using you. Who cares, as long as I have ultimate power? You're wrong. Then just duel me. Power isn't everything. Power isn't everything, I said. Whatever you're after, we can help you. Save it for someone who cares. Wait a minute, Thea said, stepping forward on the roof. Yami looked back at her with concern. Thea, no, it's too dangerous. Thea ignored him and focused on the other guy. Weevil, don't you realize that if you go through with this duel, one of you guys is gonna lose your soul forever? Thea, Yami said in shock at her boldness. Weevil scoffed. Of course I do. That's the whole reason I'm here, to make him pay by sealing him away. Yami's eyes widened. Oh no! Don't worry. Soon you'll be locked away with your friend Yugi, Pharaoh. Ha 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 ha. Yami glared at him. Where is he? Tell me. I'm afraid the only way to find out is to duel me. So if you back down now, then you'll never see that little twerp again. Very well, then let's duel. Yami activated his duel disc and stepped forward. Weevil activated his duel disc as well. Ha 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 ha! Wise choice, Pharaoh. I'm gonna enjoy this. I've improved since our last duel, but you'll see that for yourself soon enough. You can't do this. Yami looked back at Taya and me. Get back in the train, Taya and Samia. But why? Said Taya, feeling concerned. It's too dangerous up here, and there's no telling what Weevil will do. I shook my head in defense. No, I'm staying with you. It's my job. I felt the fleeting emotion of anguish coming from Yami. Samia, I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Weevil interrupted before laughing again. It's my move, and I think I'll play the Seal of Orichalcos. No, I cried. That card's evil. As if I care. Weevil, don't be a fool, said Yami. Weevil snickered. What seems to be the problem? You've played this card before, haven't you? If I'm not mistaken, this is what you used to lock little Yugi away. Ha ha ha! Now it's my turn. I need to experience this card's power firsthand. And when you lose, you'll join your little friend. I felt a rush of protectiveness over Yami as I felt the way Weevil's words hurt him. Cut it out! Weevil, said Taya. If you activate that card, you're putting yourself in danger also. Thanks for the advice, Taya. But who asked? Said Weevil. But who asked? Then he placed the card on his dual disc, activating it. Taya screamed that she was swept away by the seal that formed on the roof. Ah! I said as I started to be pulled back as well. I dug my feet into the roof, trying to stay. Then I felt magic from the Millennium Ring, just like last time. Then Bakura appeared behind me. He placed his hands on my shoulder to keep me steady. This again? He said. Are you sure you want to stay? Yes, I said, even as I felt the strain of the seal of Orichalcos. Very well. Taya, Yami exclaimed. Are you alright? Yeah, Taya said. I looked back to see that she had been knocked onto the next train car. I'm okay. Good. And you, Samia? I nodded. Yeah, I said shakily. I'll be fine. Weevil looked at me with a frown. How are you managing to stay within the seal? I held up the Millennium Ring. I have special protection. Whatever. You're not a duelist, so it's not like you can help him. We'll see about that. All right, said Yami. I'm ready to duel. I felt weak with the effects of the seal as I watched the two of them duel. Weevil started out on top. I wondered if Yami could not duel as well without Yugi, and Weevil asked the same thing. I wished I was a duelist so I could help. As it was, all I could do was watch and try to offer him some encouragement. Yami quickly got into trouble. Weevil turned all of Yami's monsters into insects. It made it so all his future monsters will become insects. Plus, he had an insect barrier up that prevented him from taking damage from insects. So there was no way that Yami could harm him. I tried to move closer despite the pain and to Bakura's annoyance. You beat this guy once and you can't do it again, Taya called out. He's stronger now, Yami said as I felt his frustration. Don't give up, I said. You're stronger too, and we're both with you. But Yugi, He will be cheering you on if he were here despite what happened. Do this for him. Yami looked back at me and nodded. I felt some of his straight returning. Yes. The duel continued. Weevil sacrificed 2 monsters to summon his insect queen. I groaned in pain when he attacked Yami's life points directly, and then his monster with insect queen. I would have fallen over if Bakura weren't holding me up. Insect queen then laid an egg. You should get back in the train, he warned. This is too much for you. I shook my head stubbornly. No, I can't handle it. If anything happens to you, it won't. I couldn't help but feel touched at his obvious care. My insect army is slowly infesting the playing field, said Weevil. Just a few more turns and you're bug bait. We'll see, Yami said with barely constrained anger. Yeah, people like you never win, said Thea. What's this? Weevil said mockingly. More comments from the peanut gallery? Tell me, what is a person like me? You're a greedy, power-hungry worm, said Yami. What's that make you? Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you the one who wanted power so much that you sold out your best friend just for a taste of it? Yami's eyes narrowed. Watch it, bug boy. I'm just telling you what I witnessed firsthand during your last duel, that's all. You were determined to win at all costs, weren't you? So you activated the seal of Orichalcos, even though you knew you were endangering the life of someone close to you. Now that's what I call power-hungry and greedy. Well, this time the seal and all of its powers belong to me. Ha 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 ha! Yumi glared at him. You're not scaring anyone. If you think you can win this duel by playing your little head games, then you're sorely mistaken, Weevil. I'm too smart for that. What you refer to as head games, I call opening you up to the truth. And whether you realize it or not, it's causing you to dump yourself. Not that I blame you. I'd be shaking in fear also, if I were the one about to lose his soul, that is. Ha ha ha. You're wrong about him, I said. He activated the seal of Orichalcos in order to save the world. He wanted power to help people, not for its own sake. That's what makes the two of you different. Weevil snorted at that. Who asked for your opinion? Even if his motivations were different, the result was the same. I shook my head. But if his motivations were good, that means he can learn from his mistakes and make better choices in the future. My expression softens as I look at Yami and I address him personally. You can choose better. You don't have to be ruled by the darkness in your heart. You can overcome it. Yami's eyes widened in surprise. Samia, Weevil laughed. It won't do any good if he loses his soul in this duel. Well, that's not going to happen. That's right, said Thea. He's going to win. Yami dipped his head in acknowledgement. Samia, Thea, thank you. Weevil scoffed. We'll see about that. He sneered at Yami and then laughed. Come on, Pharaoh. You should feel like your life is spinning out of control. But don't worry, it'll all be over soon. Yami glowered at him. Enough! My move! But first, a friendly reminder. 2 turns have passed since my cocoon first appeared. It won't be long now before it hatches. When it does, you'll meet the same fate as your little body, Yugi. I never meant for this to happen, Yami said to himself. I know, I told him gently. Yami's expression hardened as he drew a card. Now I summon Kuribo. That means my insect queen gains more points, said Weevil. Remember, my DNA trap card turns all your monsters to bugs. Yami ignored him. I placed one card face down. You're about to pay the ultimate price, and I'll be known as the duelist who dethroned the king of games. Wasn't that technically Raphael who did that? Said Bakura. Not helping, I said. This train's been rerouted, Weevil said before laughing hysterically. Next stop, Loserville. Not if I play my trap first, said Yami. Go natural selection. Weevil recoiled in shock. What? You heard me, Weevil. There's been a change of plans. My trap card creates a clone of one of your monsters and adds it to my side of the field. Then it destroys the original. Impossible! It's quite possible. See for yourself. No! Weevil cried out as his insect queen appeared on Yami's side on the field and then destroyed Weevil's. My insect queen! You can't! He roared at Yami before taking his turn. His confidence instantly came back, which made me queasy. Do you actually believe you can defeat me at an insect game? Please, I'm the master of all insects. Meet my armored centipede. A giant bug appeared on the field. All right, destroy his Karibo with your poison fangs. I groaned as he attacked. I'm afraid there's more. My armored centipede gains 500 attack points for every insect it destroys, and your Karibo was part bug. He laughed. And since I'm done, so is your queen. Yami narrowed his eyes at him. You'll never get away with this. Weevil laughed. Your time's up. Your time's up. It's been 3 turns since I transformed your obnoxious silty guardian into a cocoon, which means it's time for my secret weapon to emerge. Say hello to Poison Butterfly. I tensed as the butterfly emerged. This is bad. Weevil laughed maniacally again. What's wrong? You should be thrilled you have such a strong monster. So what if it takes away your 500 your life points for every turn it stays on the field? Ha 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 ha. Yami drew a card and I felt his satisfaction. I wouldn't be laughing if I were you. Weevil's eyes widened. What did you draw? Huh? Come on, what is it? Yami turned around the card to show him. Ah, no! It's one of those legendary dragon cards. I'm doomed! Yami smirked. How right you are. I've drawn the Eye of Timaeus. Show yourself, my beast. The dragon appeared with a roar, and Weevil screamed. I felt hope rise in my chest. Now, merge with Poison Butterfly to form... Yami's eyes widened in horror as the dragon was destroyed. My dragon! No! He's abandoned me! Weevil laughed. You realize what happened, don't you? The dark magic of the Orichalcos is still within you. What do you mean? Said Thea. Don't you remember? When the Pharaoh played the Seal of Orichalcos in his last duel, he turned his back on all his monsters. Now, Timaeus is returning the favor. Don't listen to a word he says. He's right, Yami said with sorrow. Thea was shocked. Huh? My turn is done. Music to my ears, said Weevil. That means Poison Butterfly's effect is about to activate, and you lose 500 of your life points. Now will you believe the truth about him? Kura asked. Never, I said. There's always hope. If you say so. I believe it's my move now, said Yami. Hurry up, Weevil said impatiently. I can't wait to deliver your soul to Master Darts so he has a matching set. You'll do nothing of the sort, Weevil. This duel's not over. So I call forth Breaker the Magical Warrior. I felt Weevil's glee. Why, thank you. You've triggered my trap card, Infestation. The first thing it does is drain 100 attack points from each of our monsters. But it doesn't stop there. Next, the attack points we lost are added up and subtracted from our life points. He laughed. It's just about over. Poison Butterfly strikes when your turn is done. And since you're down to your last life points, you'll automatically lose the duel. Ha 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 ha. My heart clenched, but Yummy still felt confident. Oh no, my turn's not over yet. Who cares? I still have almost all my life points. You can't win. People smirked. I tell you what, because I feel sorry for you, I'd be willing to do you a little favor before you lose. I have a card in my pocket I think you'd like to see. I can't wait to see the look on your face. Yummy narrowed his eyes at him. Weevil! Relax, Pharaoh. I'm just trying to be nice. It's the least I can do to repay you for ruining my life. You want to see Yugi, right? His spirit is trapped deep in the caverns of Dart's lair, and I know how to set him free. Felt a mix of hope and frustration from Yami. Tell me how to save him, right now! Very well. In order to release his soul, you'll need a special card. Weevil snickered and pulled out a card, and I've got it right here. Yumi stared at him in shock. What? Then hand it to me now. That's not a nice way to ask. Why don't you try saying pretty please with sugar on top? Oh, well, too late. So it looks like I'll have to teach you a lesson on manners. Now say goodbye. Weevil ripped up the card, and I felt Yami's harder. However, I sensed nothing magical from the card. Was this a trick? Yugi's gone forever. No! Hold on, I swear. Hold on, I said. No, poor Yugi, you snake! He glared at his opponent. Weevil burst out laughing. Don't you know a joke when you hear one? I tore up a useless bug card. Huh? Said Thea. Weevil, that's not funny. You people have no sense of humor. Yami suddenly felt so enraged that I flinched, but Kura tightened his grip on me in response. You'll pay for that, Yami roared. Hear me, Weevil? Huh? Seemed freaked out by his anger. You'll pay dearly. Weevil quickly covered up his ear with a false sense of bravado. There's nothing you can do now, Pharaoh. I'm going to have to disagree. Now, Breaker, the magical warrior, activate your special ability. Big deal. So you can destroy a magic or trap card. Weevil's eyes widened, and I felt a flicker of fear. Oh, wait, that's bad. Sounds like you've realized I plan on destroying your insect barrier, allowing me to attack you with the poison butterfly you gave me. Now, Breaker the magical warrior, destroy insect barrier. I felt a wave of relief as the barrier was destroyed, even as I felt Weevil's pain. I told you you'd pay for that stunt you pulled just a few moments ago, didn't I? I may have weakened my warrior's attack power by using his special ability, but it was well worth the price, for now I can destroy you. Prepare to feel the wrath of your own monster, Poison Butterfly. It's all over for you. Go, Poison Butterfly! Attack his armored centipede! I winced as Weevil screamed. And now, attack him directly, Breaker! I nearly fell over from the pain, but Bakura held me up. Somehow, Weevil still remained cocky. Nice try, but it looks like your turn just came to an end, which means Poison Butterfly takes the rest of your life points. He laughed before he started dancing wildly, clinking his heels together. I rolled my eyes at the show. Guess I win. Yummy smirked. Too bad I'm not done yet. Weevil felt surprised at that. Huh? Now, quiet down so I can complete my turn. What are you talking about? Both your masters have attacked already. There's nothing more you can do. Yummy held up a card. I can still play this. Go Berserker Soul. Weevil appeared weary. What are you gonna do with that? First, I must throw out my entire hand. Now I shall continue to draw cards from my deck one by one, and I'm not to stop until I draw a magic or trap card. Meanwhile, with each monster card I draw, I can attack you with a creature from my side of the field, as long as that creature has 15,000 points or less. 15,000? Weevil said in horror. Wait a sec. Then he screamed. I may have weakened my warrior's attack power by using his special ability, but it was well worth the price, for now I can destroy you. It's the beginning of the end for you. I've drawn Queen's Knight, and since it's a monster, my warrior can attack. Go! Huh? Yummy drew a card and smirked. Looks like you're out of luck. Attack again! He winced as he attacked Weevil directly. I draw again. Another monster. This just isn't your day. Breaker, attack him again. Yummy continued to attack Weevil, even when his life points reached 0. Weevil's scream filled my eyes and his pain my body. This time Bakura was unable to keep me out, and I fell to my knees. Yummy! I weakly reached out to him. Taya seemed to notice my plight and ran to Yummy, wrapping her arms around him from behind. Please, Pharaoh, she said. No more. Let me go. Let me go, Yummy said fiercely. You can't stop now. It's over. You've already won the duel. The seal of Orichalcos is gone. You have to put an end to all this, and you're hurting Samia. Samia? Yummy said in shock. He turned around to face me just as I weakly got to my feet. I'm sorry. He took a step towards me, but I instinctively flinched. The worry in his expression turned to shame. I'll be fine, I said. As if suddenly remembering something, he ran over to Weevil and shook him. Tell me where Yugi is. But Weevil said nothing. Pharaoh, Thea said sadly, it's no use. You won. So the seal of Orichalcos took Weevil away. Yummy fell to his knees in despair, and my heart clenched for him. Pharaoh? Yummy? I murmured. I took a step towards him, but suddenly I was thrown back. The train suddenly carried it off the tracks and flew over the side of a cliff. Yummy, Taya, and me fell off the train and landed in the woods, disoriented but alive. What a train ride. I'll be finishing for today, my lovely viewers. But don't you guys worry. The next part will be coming to you very soon. If you guys enjoyed this, subscribe, hit like, and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now, guys.